today, we're going to start today's class with some standing upper body work. You'll start standing, feet about hips distance apart with your toes pointing forward and your arms long by your sides. Squeeze your hands into fists and we'll go into shoulder circles. Doesn't matter which direction you go in first. You're just rolling the shoulders around. And you're keeping your arms as straight as possible, so you're trying not to let the arms be too slack and loose. And you want to feel your shoulder blades gliding along the top of the rib cage. We get a little stiff and sticky in the muscles underneath the shoulder blades, so this just loosens them up to get started. 2 more this direction, whichever way you're going. And then reverse it, other way. It might feel a little bit different. And I definitely notice my lats engaging underneath my armpits as I draw the shoulders down. The lats are a really long muscle that run along the side body, and they draw your shoulders down and squeeze your arms into your sides. Last 2 this direction. 1 more. All the way around, and then you'll relax your shoulders down, letting your hands open. We'll go into arm circles. Again, doesn't matter which way you go in first. You bring your arms up, back, and around. And I like to play around with rotating the arms so that as I'm circling, the palms are flipping forward, side, back, the other side. 5 more this direction. As your arms lift, let your shoulders naturally lift towards the ears. We're not trying to force the shoulders down. 3 more this direction. 2. Again, focusing on allowing the shoulder blades to glide along the rib cage. Reverse it. The other thing I'm thinking about a little bit more when I'm circling the arms is the space and the length that I'm creating in the spine, specifically between the rib cage and the pelvis. So every time the arms lift up, I'm trying to create a little more distance and length. And it feels really good in the mid and upper back, all the way up to the shoulders and the neck. 3 more. Kind of feels like swimming or scooping the arms. Let's do 1 more. Now for this next one, you'll start with your arms reaching out to the sides. Palms are facing forward. You'll bring your arms up overhead, keeping your palms facing forward. Then bend your elbows, bringing your hands together. If your hands need to come in front of your head, that's fine. Otherwise, try to have your hands behind your head as you bend your elbows. Press your elbows wide and apart. It's like finding a diamond. Then reach your arms back up, pressing your elbows together. You'll open your arms back out to the sides, flip your palms the other direction, bring your arms down behind you. Try not to let the shoulders curl forward too much. So we're maintaining the length of the upper back. Then bend your elbows here, bringing your hands behind you. Again, thinking of a diamond. So your elbows draw apart and press back as your hands draw together. You'll reach your arms back out to straight, open the arms out to the sides, and keep going. Flip, lift, bend, reach, open, flip, draw down, bend, reach, open, flip, lift, bend, reach, open, flip, lower, bend. 5 more times. Inhale your arms up. Again, let your shoulders naturally lift towards the ears. Focus on the length of your spine. Flip the palms. And another thing that I like to focus on is allowing the shoulders to lift up towards the ears, activating the muscles of the neck, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck. Because we look down so often, those muscles at the back of your neck are often in a lengthened position. And so anytime we're looking straight or up towards the ceiling or the sky, it's an opportunity to shorten the muscles that are so often in a lengthened position. So it feels kind of nice. Might feel like work for sure, might feel a little strenuous, but one of the best ways to create more range of motion and space is to strengthen the muscles that are so often lengthened and slackened. Yeah, lift those shoulders up. Feel the neck engaging. It's not a bad thing to feel your neck, as long as it's not like a nerve pain, some kind of sharp stab. 2 more times. Around. Feeling the muscles in the shoulders work. Tops of the shoulders, backs of the shoulders. Last one. Bend. As I bend the hands behind my head, I do feel a little bit of the work in the back, upper back, tops of the shoulders, a little bit between the shoulder blades. And then as I bend my hands behind me, I feel a little bit more work in the sides. It's more about the range of motion than any strenuous kind of work that's going on though. All right, so bring our arms up overhead. You'll bend your elbows, bring your hands behind you. We'll hold it here. Then bring your elbows together and apart. Together, apart. Press your hands into the back of your head and press your head equally and oppositionally back into your hands. Use that to engage your back a little more. Every time you press your elbows open, it's like you're up against a wall. You're lengthening through the back of your neck while tracking those muscles and the joints of the neck. 4, 3. So again, you'll feel the muscles of your neck working, but it should feel nice. Maybe not nice, but not sharp or pinchy. 2, 1 more here. You'll open your elbows. Lots of work in the back of the shoulders, upper back. I'm also allowing for a stretch under the armpit. That's the lat muscle that I was talking about earlier. It runs along the side body and it tends to get really tight underneath the armpit. This is where your lat muscle attaches to your triceps muscle. This is where you want to focus on opening and lengthening from. From here, you'll open your arms, reaching out to the sides. Bend your elbows back in, hands behind your head, and open, reach. It's kind of like windshield wipers. Palms are open, facing forward. When you reach your arms out to the sides, allow the chest to open and expand. So you can hold it there for a moment, feeling the fingers reach out long as the knuckles press back. And like I said, this is a lot of work in the shoulders. It'll feel really nice when you're done. If you need to take a break, that's okay. 3, it's more of a throbbing, tightening sensation rather than anything sharp. I feel the connection of the hands through the arms into the shoulders and back. And for so many of us with tendonitis or carpal tunnel issues, it actually comes from a disintegration, a disconnection from our arms into our back. So my entire goal here is just to stay connected to the back. 1 more time. Open your arms out to the sides. Rotate your palms down. Now you'll bend your elbows into your sides, squeezing your hands into fists as you rotate your palms up towards the ceiling. You'll reach your arms out, open your palms, turn down. You'll squeeze your elbows in, hands to fists, and rotate up. Reach palms down, squeeze palms up. Reach palms down, squeeze palms up. Now, in addition to connecting into my back body, I'm connecting into my side body a little bit more. Not just the connection of the lat under the armpit to the tricep, but down the sides a little lower, which is the shoulder girdle. So it includes the lats and the triceps, but it also includes other muscles that wrap around the front and sides to the back. 3, 2, 1 more time. Hold it here. Now bring your arms in and out. Actively squeeze your elbows into your sides. Emphasize the rotation. We're trying to open across the front of the shoulders, pulling the collarbones apart. 5, it's an external rotation of your arm bones in your shoulder sockets. 4, 3, let's do 2 more than a hold. 1 more all the way through. Now just hold it. Let's take 3 deep breaths into the collarbones. Let them lift and expand out to the sides. 2 more, just holding and breathing. 1 more. Nice job. Now reach your arms back out to the sides, rotate your palms down, open your hands, then you'll swivel one arm palm up, the other arm palm back, and switch. So it's a swivel of the arms, and it's oppositional. You're trying to keep your arms straight, reaching them apart from one another. Isolating the arms rather than letting the whole body move with it. It might happen a little bit, but we're not going for that. Last 4. Because your arms are staying straight, you might feel the triceps down the sides of the arms a little bit. 2 more, you have 1 more piece to go. You can do it. Last 1. Open your arms, turn your palms down and circle. Circle, circle. We're still trying to keep your arms straight. You're still trying to keep the rest of your body stable. 5, 4, 3, 2, reverse directions. Keep breathing. I know it's intense. It's the last piece. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, nice job. Relax your arms down. Give your shoulders a moment. I think I said it earlier, but feels so good when you're done. Let's transition. So you'll turn, excuse me, Chuck. Excuse me, honey, I need the mat. All right, so you're gonna turn. We'll transition to a plank. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, round forward, diving over your legs. Take that opportunity to stretch into your back a little bit, then walk yourself out. We'll tap our knees. Knees tap down, knees lift. 7. Now I'm really prepped in the shoulders, the arms, and the back, so I can focus on loading through my hands and my wrists. 3. 2 more. Last one all the way through. Now tap your knees down. We have tricep push-ups. You're bending your elbows, hugging them into your sides, pressing up. It doesn't need to be big. Focus on squeezing your elbows into your sides, rolling your shoulders open. So even though we're not in the position anymore, it's kind of like you're here. So if you need to take your hands out a little wider to get the shoulders to roll open, that's fine. 4, 3, get your arms all the way straight. 2, last 1, press it up. Now sit back to a child's pose for a moment. 1 more breath. And then you'll bring yourself forward and all the way down onto your stomach. Your legs are straight out. Hands are into your sides, underneath your shoulders. You'll squeeze your elbows in as well. You'll press into your hands, lift your head, lift your spine. Extension. Slowly bring it down. You're articulating head to hips, hips to head. 6. Now that we're loading into the hands, it does feel a little bit different. I do notice it's a little bit harder to maintain the connection into the back, so that's my primary focus. Hands connecting into sides and the back. We don't just want to keep this in the arms. 4. Triceps working, biceps a little bit as well on the way down because I'm controlling that momentum. 2. How much length can you find? 1 more. All the way through. And then we'll hold it up at the top. Whatever the highest point is for you. Now this one's a little bit different. Don't worry about how big it is. You'll bend your knee, bringing your heel to your seat and lengthen away. Then switch. Again, it doesn't need to be big. We're just prepping for the next move. You want to keep your pelvis as stable as possible and your spine long. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. 2 more sets. You can have a slight turnout here. Knees can point out to the diagonals. Last one. Reach the legs. Now come down to your elbows. It'll be a little bit easier here to keep the pelvis supported so that we're not collapsing into the low back. So first draw up through your low abdominals. Now you'll do that same thing that you did a moment ago, but we'll do one side at a time. So we'll start with your right leg. You'll bend your knee, squeeze your heel, and pulse it in 2 times. 1, 2. Now point, reach away. You flex, bend, pulse, pulse, point, reach away. Flex, pulse, pulse, point, reach away. Now I'm focusing on keeping the pelvis supported, lifted slightly. So as I extend the leg away, I feel a slight drawing up through the side body, lengthening the front of your hip as much as possible and kind of pressing the top of the foot and the shin into the floor actively. 2 more times. Kick, kick, point, lengthen. Don't worry about getting the knee off the ground. Other side. You flex, kick, kick, point, reach away. Flex, kick, kick, point, reach away. Again, the focus is on staying supported and lifted through the hips and low back. Rolling the shoulders open, also maintaining the connection to my sides and my back. 4. There is a little bit of a stretch at the front of the knee. 2 more times. Squeeze, squeeze. You get kind of a nice stretch in your hip as well. Let's do one more. Flex, kick, kick, point, lengthen away. Now you'll come down onto your stomach. From here, you're going to keep your legs down. You're going to bring your hands behind you with your elbows bent. So think of that diamond that we did earlier. Your chest is down. You're looking off to one side. Now you'll press your arms to straight, rolling your shoulders open. As you do that, you'll look down at the floor and lift your chest. Do your best. Without your hands to help you, it is going to be hard to get your chest up without collapsing into the pelvis and the low back. So use your abdominals, use your front body, and feel the tailbone lengthening towards your heels as the tops of the feet push down and lengthen back away from you. Now you'll bring yourself back down, bending your elbows, looking to the other side. You'll reach your arms, roll your shoulders open, lift your chest. You'll bend your elbows, lower your chest, look to the side. Keep going. Press and lift, bend and lower. So it's kind of like chest expansion because you're adding in the head and the neck, giving yourself a little swivel. Also, because you're rolling the shoulders open, you are going to get a nice stretch through your chest. Let's do one more set. Down to the side. Last one. Down to the side. Now, you'll bring your hands underneath your shoulders. You'll bend your knees, bring your heels together, toes apart, froggy position. Now pulse your heels up. 7, 6. You're just trying to get the legs up as much as you can without rocking the pelvis forward. 4, 3. Squeeze your heels together. Now keep your legs lifted. Point your ankles and toes. We'll do a hip twist. Your right hip lifts up off the floor. You rotate the hips, but try to keep your shoulders squared. Use your hands to help you. Then bring it back down slowly with control, other side. Left hip lifts up. You rotate, peel off the floor. Bring it back down slowly with control. 3 more sets. You rotate right hip up, squeeze your butt to open the front of your hip and lengthen your thigh. And switch. 2 more sets. There's quite a bit of engagement through your abdominals on the way down. Try to maintain the length. so we're not rounding the upper back. One more set side to side. We're swimming from here. And switch. All right, bring it center, swimming. Reach your legs out away from you. Get them up as much as you can. Then stretch your arms forward, lifting your chest. One arm, one leg up. Switch, 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 switch. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring it down. You'll take your hands underneath your head, and we'll go straight into our single leg work from here. We'll start with your left leg, and it's a single straight leg lift. So you're finding your neutral pelvis. You're not letting your pelvis tip forward. You're also not tucking under too much. And you'll lift your left leg up. Lowering down, lifting up. And I'm trying to lift from my hip crease as much as I can. So as my leg is lifting up, the front of the thigh bone is kind of pushing forward towards the floor. As I'm lifting my leg, it's not affecting the position of the pelvis. That's the challenge. You have 2 more here all the way through. And the right leg is actively pushing down oppositionally. Now hold your left leg up. You were just emphasizing the lift of your leg. Now let's emphasize the lower of your leg. So your leg is starting up. Now you're lowering your left leg down. Up, down. And as I lower the leg down, I'm trying to find my sit bone. The crease or the kind of joint in the seat where the thigh bone and the pelvis meet. So even though I'm not letting my hips and pelvis lift, I'm still trying to find that joint, that creasing that happens at the front of the hip and in the seat. So that as I lift the leg, the crease goes away, I squeeze the butt, I lengthen the front. 2, last 1, lift your left leg up. Now pulse it up, up. You're reaching your toes away from your hip. You're trying to feel the connection from your heel all the way into your seat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Now bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press yourself back into a child's pose so we can go into a hip hinge. You'll come off your hands as you lift your hips up and forward. As you find that, tuck your toes under. You'll untuck your toes, sit back, folding. You'll lift your hips up and forward, tucking your toes under. And it's the same thing that I was just talking about with the leg lowers. You're trying to find the crease at the front and back of the hip, and then the lengthen. You're doing this evenly on both sides, but because we've already worked the left side, you might notice that a little more. 3, we're gonna switch it up after this. 2, your hands can be anywhere. 1 more all the way through. All right, now we bring it down. We'll go into a kneeling lunge. So as you lift your hips up and forward, your right leg swings around and steps forward. We are still focusing on our left leg. So what we're focusing on is the hip extension, not necessarily on how much weight is going into the right leg, which is what we usually focus on. We're focusing on how much power we can generate with our left seat to bring ourselves up and forward. That is where the power is coming from to step your right foot into your kneeling lunge. We bring it back, around and down, up and forward, around and down, up and forward. So again, my primary focus here is on my left side. We normally do this focusing on the leg that's going into the lunge, but right now we're focusing on lifting, pressing through the shin, squeezing through the seat. 2. 1 more all the way through. Now bring it forward. We hold it here. Tuck your left toes under and lift up to a lunge. However you need to get there is fine. Arms are reaching up, palms are facing forward. You'll bend your elbows, bend your knees, stationary lunge, lift up, down, up. Adjust your feet as you need to. Again, unlike normal, unlike usual, as far as I'm concerned, what I usually do, we're focusing on the back leg. We're focusing on every time we lift up, squeezing the seat, lengthening from the front of the hip all the way down to the foot. 3, 2, one more time. Bring it down. Elbows draw together, apart. 6, 5, 4. Stay lengthened from the front of your left hip, pointing your knee down towards the floor. 2. One more time. Arms reach up. Now lift. Come back down just to transition for a second. As you lift up, you'll press off your right foot and come back into a balanced position, flamingo. Arms open out to the sides. You step forward, lunge, arms reach up. You push off, you lift, flamingo. Forward, lift. So now there's a transference of balance and weight. Still trying to use the extension of the left hip and leg to find our balance at the top. 2. One more time. Whew, lift up. We go into an airplane. So now we're staying weighted on our left leg. You'll hinge at your hips, reaching the right leg back behind you. Arms squeeze into the sides. Now, bring yourself back up. Arms reach to your flamingo. You hinge. Arms reach back. You extend. Arms lift up. I'll let you decide if you bend your left knee as you hinge or if you keep it straight. That's up to you. 5. Lots of balance, lots of work in your foot and your ankle. 4. You have to stay mentally focused and present. Keep the length of your spine and the squaring of your hips. We're not letting the right hip open. 2 more. Good. Last one. Lift up. One more piece to go. You'll take your right leg, rotate it open, and then cross it back. So you're in a curtsy. Your legs are now in a turned out position. Hips are level. Stationary curtsy lunges. You extend both legs, lift, squeeze your inner thighs together, bend, squeeze, bend. Your thigh bones and knees are pulling apart as you lower. I always think it's a little harder to balance in the curtsy. I also feel a little bit more work wrapping around the outer hip. We're gonna try to come back up to balance. 2, one more time, bring it down. We try to come back up to balance. Press into the left leg, swing the right leg around, lift up, whoo, ha, and then we'll come back, we'll just reset. So you'll come back into your front lunge, right foot steps forward, bring yourself all the way down, and then swing your right leg back and come into your kneeling position. Nice job. We're done with the first side of single leg work. We'll go into some side body. For your first side of obliques work, you'll start in your kneeling position. You'll shift your weight over to the left side that you just worked a moment ago. Now, as you lift or as you shift into the left side, your right knee is going to hover and float. You'll step your right leg out to the side so you don't have to stay in that hovered position for very long. And then you'll reach, opening into a side bend. You'll bring yourself back up. As you're coming back up, head over tail, you'll lift your right leg up and bring it in. So all together, it looks like up, side, bend, up, and in. Check, I'm gonna need you to move, honey. Go on, honey. Okay, so it's up, side bend, up, and in. And I'll let you decide how your arms are moving. I kind of like keeping them out in a T a little bit. Press your hips forward as much as you can. We're still staying on the same idea of the power of the movement coming from the hip extension. 3 more times. Allow yourself to stretch to the side. 2. So we're feeling right obliques, left hip still a little bit. 1 more time. All the way through, both directions. Now you'll hold it to the side. We transition with the side plank. Press into your left hand, press into your right foot, lift your bottom leg up, step it to your side plank, and then come all the way down onto your side. We're gonna keep the legs staggered, so I have my bottom left leg forward, my top right leg back. And then I'm coming all the way down onto my side. So I'm resting my head on my bottom left arm. I'm lifting through the rib cage so I'm not side bending, and I'm stacking through the hips. Now press into the top right hand. You want your hand right around chest level. Now as you press into your hand, you'll lift yourself up as much as possible. It might not be very big. That's okay. It's kind of an awkward movement, especially if you've never done it. Then lower yourself down as slowly and with control as you can. Press, lift, bend, lower. 2 more like this, then you'll have the option to add on. 1 more. Now you'll have the option to add on from here. You'll press and lift. As you lower down, your legs lift and squeeze together. You scissor them apart, lower down, lift, lower down, lift the legs, squeeze together. 2 more times like this. So there's definitely some coordination, some control, stability. 2. Last one. It's a lot of work in the top right arm. Now, you'll squeeze your legs together, flex your ankles, and pulse up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, just hold it 8 seconds. We're going straight from here into our right-sided single leg work. So you'll be laying on your stomach. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, relax down. Turn onto your stomach, legs long, hands underneath your forehead, and we'll go into our right-sided straight leg lifts. You're in a neutral pelvis, your right leg stays straight and lifts up. Lifting and lowering, keeping your pelvis stable, pressing your opposite left leg into the floor. Again, we're moving from the hip crease, feeling the top of the thigh bone push forward, allowing the butt to squeeze. It's like an eyeball squeezing shut. 2, then you'll reverse the emphasis. 1 more. Now we emphasize the down. So you start with your right leg lifted, you push down and push. I'm not letting the pelvis lift, but I'm trying to create that same sensation of creasing at the hip, then lengthening at the hip. This is prepping us for all of the work we're going to be doing with our right leg in extension, with our right leg specifically in hip extension. That's where we're gonna get our power from. The connection of our heel all the way into the seat to lengthen the front of the thigh and hip. Down. 2. 1 more, lift it up, pulse it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the pelvis supported. 2, 1, sit back into your child's pose, all the way back. This is just a transition into our hip hinge. So you'll press into your shins, you'll lift yourself up, pushing your hips forward, tucking your toes under at the top. You sit back, untuck the toes, lift and tuck. Down, lift. How much can you draw the pubic bone up towards your sternum, lengthening through the low back and the front of your hips? 5, 4, and I'm pushing the heels back as well. 2, then we add in that kneeling lunge, step forward. Let's just do one more. All right, bring it back. Now your left leg, as you lift up, swings forward and around. We're still trying to get the right leg into hip extension. The toes will be untucked for this one, so you might feel like you're able to lift the hips up and push forward a little more. You swing it back, sit down, up and forward. We're not going so far forward that we are pushing really deep into extension. So you're more just lifting up to where hip is over the knee. 4, 3, and this is kind of like that side bend that we do in the oblique sequence. One more. All right, we're in our kneeling lunge. We'll do our stationary lunge. Tuck your right toes under, lift yourself up. Adjust yourself as needed. Remember, even though I normally focus on the front leg for our lunge, we're focusing on our back leg right now. So we're powering through our right side, squeezing the seat, lifting up and lengthening through the front of the hip and thigh. Arms are reaching up. You bend your elbows, lap pull as you bring it down. Reach it up. 7. You're aiming your right knee straight down towards the floor. So it doesn't matter how low you get. It's more about finding that stretch. 4, 3, 2, 1 more, both directions. Bring it down. Elbows in, apart. Definitely noticing the right hamstrings and inner thigh working as I'm holding this position. The butt a little bit as well. And also feeling the stretch at the front of the thigh. It's a very active stretch. 2, 1 more, bring it up. Now, we transition into our front lunge. We're moving now. We bring it down. You lift, up. Okay, this is your flamingo. Arms open out to the sides as you lift. You'll step your left foot forward, arms reach, front lunge. Lift it up. You're finding equal and opposite effort between the legs. So you are pushing off your left leg, but you're also immediately squeezing your right butt cheek to lift yourself up and load to balance. 5. You're also getting some articulation through your right foot, which is nice. Both feet actually. Both feet can articulate, toe ball, heel, toe ball, heel. 2, 1 more, we lift and hold. Airplane. Your arms reach back as you hinge. I'll let you decide if your right knee is bent or straight, then bring it back up to your flamingo. You hinge, roll your shoulders open, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift. Take your time, 6 more. Hips are staying level and pulled into center. I think it is a little harder with the standing right leg straight. So that can be something you play around with depending on if it works for your hamstrings and your low back. For some people, it might not work at all to try to get the right leg straight, not just for balance reasons, but just because it pulls on the back. So as long as you're not rounding your spine, you could try to get your right leg a little straighter. Let's do 2. Nice job, 1 more. Lots of work mentally and physically. All right, we did it. We have our curtsy, right, left leg, opens out to the side, swings back around. You're in your curtsy, arms are reaching. Stationary curtsy. You lift, lower. So your hips are staying level, your toes and your knees are turned and pressed out to the sides. It's like you're pulling your thigh bones apart every time you bend. 4, 3. Feel the wrapping around your outer hip. 2. Last one. We transition back up to standing. Push down, lift, up, and center. Whew. Bring it down. All right. We transition back down to kneeling. Find your flamingo. Step your left foot forward to your lunge. Come all the way down onto your knees. Then swing your left leg back and around. We have your knee hover to side bend coming up from here. So you'll want to be kneeling with your toes tucked under. From kneeling, shift your weight into your right leg that you just worked. Keep your right hip pushed forward and drawn into center. Hover your left knee. Then start to bend to the right side as you bring your left leg out to the side. Both of your hips are now pushing forward into as much extension as possible. Arms open out to a T, and you find your side bend. You want your left foot to be pressing flat into the floor. So if you need to turn out a little bit, that's okay, but try to get your foot as flat as possible and actively push it down. Allow yourself to stretch. Then as you bring yourself back up, your left leg lifts and draws back in. I think this one's a little harder to do slow, so we can speed it up a little bit. You lift and whoop, side bend. You lift and draw in. Side bend and center. Part of the challenge, I think, here is to allow for the stretch in the side bend. Because you're moving and navigating balance, sometimes we forget to hold and take the stretch. 3. And when I feel the stretch, I also notice a little bit more, I would say, integration into my back body as well. It's not just concentrated in the side and the front, it also allows it to go into the back a little more. One more time. We transition with the side plank. Take it over to the side. Press into your right hand, press into your left foot, then lift your bottom right leg up, stepping it through to your side plank, then allow yourself to come all the way down onto your side. Legs are staggered. Bottom right foot forward, top left leg back. You're laying all the way down on your side. We have that side press up. You want your hand to be in line with your chest, so not too low. You can play around with where it is, but try to start with it right about chest height. Now you're pressing into your top left hand. You're doing your best to lift yourself up to the side. It's not easy, it might not be very big, and it is kind of awkward. Lower it back down. 3 more times like this. Press, lift, bend, lower. And I'm not just pushing down into my left hand, I'm also pushing forward towards my head. 2. One more like this. Let's try to add on those legs. So you lift yourself up. When you lower down, your legs lift up and squeeze together, center. You scissor the legs, lower them down, press into your hand, lift, lower your chest down, lift your legs, squeeze together. 2 more times. The legs are optional. So is the upper body, for that matter. So if you'd rather take a break in your upper body and focus on the legs, that's also an option. This is your last one, all the way through. Whew, bring it down, lift your legs, squeeze your legs together. Now flex your ankles, lift your legs as high as you can, and then keeping your hips stacked, pulse your legs up, up. 6, we have a hold. In 4, 3, 2, just hold it, hold it, hold it. Squeeze your legs as tightly as you can. Get a little longer, lift a little higher. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, relax your legs down. Now let's turn over and find a child's pose. So however you want to get there, Sit your hips back to your heels and take 2 breaths to transition us into our final few pieces of work. From your child's pose, we'll go into your next move. You'll shift yourself forward, waving through your spine. You'll bend your elbows, bringing yourself down. As you bring yourself down, you'll bend your knee into your hamstring curl like we did earlier. You'll turn your leg out, and then kind of like that twisted froggy that we did laying on our stomach a while ago, you'll open your hip, twisting while keeping the shoulders as squared as you can. You'll bring that foot, tapping your toes down to the floor if you can, and then bring it back onto both hips, extending your right leg as you press yourself up, waving your spine, bringing it back into your child's pose. And we'll alternate that, so we'll do the other side. You'll wave your spine forward, bend your knee, lower down to your stomach, lift your leg, turn it out, open your hip, and twist. Use your arms to help you, and then bring it back to center. Extend your leg as you press up, and wave back. 3 more sets, so you can find your own tempo. Wave forward, bend your knee, open, lift, and twist. Bring it center, extend, lengthen, and sit back. Round forward, bend your knee, lift, open, twist. Bring it down, extend, press, lift, and sit back. 2 more sets. It's a long movement. It does require quite a bit of memory and coordination. So take your time and focus more on creating as much length and space in your body rather than on getting each individual piece of the movement right. The more you do this, the more precision you can find. But for right now, the emphasis can be on the flow. Forward, bend, lift, twist. And you might notice quite a big difference side to side in terms of coordination and range of motion. Last one. Last time, all the way through. Almost there. Bring it back to center. Extend your leg. Sit it back into your child's pose. And then bring it forward into a plank. We'll do a rotating start. Step one leg under and through. Open. Center, uncross. Step through. Open. Center. 3 more sets. So still getting a lot of rotation through the spine. Now it's a little bit more integrated into the upper body. Pushing the hips forward on the twist. Getting your hips into extension so you can use the muscles of your seat and back body a little more. Last one. Bring it center. We go into inchworm. Lift your hips up. Walk your hands back. When you bring it up, you can either keep your arms down to your sides or reach them. It's up to you. Fold. Walk it out. Walk it in. Lift up. Fold. Walk it out. We have one more like this, then we'll add on. Let's add on. So you'll walk it in. When you walk it out, we'll add in a down up with your elbows. So you come down, down, up, up. That's just an option. You don't have to take it. We're doing 4 total of those, so 3 more. Yeah, okay. Now 2 more, we can do it. Down, down, up, up. If it helps to take your feet a little wider on that down and up, or come down to your knees. It's the last one. Down, down, up, up, walk it in. Now, we'll hold it out in your plank and just do that down and up. So you go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. It is a lot of work on your shoulders, so try to keep your neck long, your head lifted. 3, 2, then we'll hold it down on the elbows for a forearm plank or forearm pike. Find your forearm plank. Now we pike the hips. So you might want to step your feet a little closer. You'll lift your hips up, lower your hips down. 7 more. Fold your thighs and chest together and lengthen apart. So you want to feel movement in both your upper and your lower body. 4 more. You could do this on your hands if you need to. It's a lot of work in the shoulders. Feel your head lengthening through the arms. 3, then we'll press up and end with mountain climbers. 2, 1 more piece after this, then we're done. Last one. Bring it out. Now, step it up to your hands, and we end with mountain climbers. Slow or fast, you're pulling one knee in at a time. 6, 5, 4, 3, keep breathing. You have 2, and last 1. You are done. Nice job. Come down to your knees. Sit back to your child's pose. Take 2 breaths. Let it go. Mentally and physically, let it go. Shift yourself forward into a tabletop. Let's take 4 cat-cows. Arch your spine. Round. You can add in some circles. One more. Then we'll find a forward fold. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, then walk your hands back to your feet, holding it there for a moment. Let your arms and head hang heavy. Take a gentle rock side to side. Bend your knees as much as feels good on your low back. Breathe into your back and sides. While you're here, gently nod your head yes. Shake it no. Then find center. Bend your knees a little deeper. Slowly round all the way up. Take your time. We'll do a couple last things here to cool down. You'll have your arms long by your sides. Roll your shoulders back. Roll forward. Then lift your shoulders up. Let them drop. One more. Drop, circle your head. Reverse directions. Letting your neck and jaw relax. Then bring it back to center, bend your knees. Inhale, reach and lift. Hold it there for a moment. Stretch up as much as you can. Then all at once, let your arms drop down. And you are done. Take a moment to thank yourself for showing up today. And I will see you next time.